Hey everyone, how's it going? I just did a shoot where I had forgotten to move some flowers out of the way out of a photo shoot. And so here, you'll notice that in the dining room I've got these dead flowers, and as well I have dead flowers in the living room as well. And because I didn't move them while I was in the shoot, now I've got to remove them, well, in Photoshop, and I'm gonna try that using Generative Fill, and we'll see if it actually works and if it's good enough to use for work. All right, check it out. Okay, so I've got a bunch of my shots open here, and Generative Fill is actually a very easy tool to use. You would use your Marquee tool or your lasso tool, and any tool really, to make an outline of whatever you want to first replace or the area that you want to fill. For me, I just want to get rid of this plant and refill it with something else. So I'm going to grab that, and right here, this new tab comes up, and I'm going to write replace dead flowers with white tulips. Okay, and let's see what it comes up with. Now, obviously, the AI is scouring some kind of database to pull up what a white tulip is, and it's thinking about it and trying to imagine it to go in there. Okay, well, that looks all right, but I don't like it. And the nice thing with the Generative Fill is that it also creates 3 different variations for you on the side. So I'm going to click on the middle one, because that's a bit better. Okay, so let me change this with small white tulips and see, because those tulips to me look a little bit too big. Okay, so that's a little bit better. Again, I don't like the vase, so maybe what I need to do is in gray vase, generate. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm changing the prompt so that I'm becoming more and more specific as to what I'm looking for. And hopefully each time I do this, it gets better. All right, so I asked it for a gray vase, and now I put it into a glass vase. All right, actually, you know what? This one I like. So let's keep that. I'm going to copy that prompt because I'm going to find another image here, okay, where I have that same issue. Now I'm going to grab that vase again, and I'm going to put in the exact same prompt as before. So fingers crossed that we get the same vase, because of course when we're doing this, what we want is continuity. So I want to have the same vase in each photo, and well, no, that's not what I wanted. There's 3 vases now. What are my options? No, none of these are even close. Okay, replace dead flowers with small white tulips. I'm gonna just take out with white tulips in gray vase and see if that'll change it and see if we can get the same results. Okay, generate. Because obviously we had to do it 3 times the first time, so maybe it'll take 3 times this time. But again, I like how I put in gray vase and it keeps on coming up with glass vases. And I don't know why it keeps on coming up with 2 instead of just 1. And again, I can't get the same vase. So unfortunately, even though it's kind of neat that it's able to take them out and put something else in, it's not quite usable because I can't have different vases in different photos. What if I went back to this one, I copied that layer, okay, and then went to my next one here, Command V, great. I'm gonna get rid of this other one, delete, yes, and then this vase here is actually perfect. What if I just go generate here? And now what I'm hoping is that it's going to put that vase into the image below, and will it work? Can you copy Generative Fill from one image to another and make it work? Will it? No, but it did make it closer. But not quite. All right, so what would I like to see Generative Fill do once it comes out into the regular releases? Well, I'd like to be able to copy one generated image and then paste it onto another image, just like what we were doing, so that I have the same vase in each one. The second thing I'd like to be able to do is to be able to save prompts and save the different types of generated images for future use. So if I have a place where I have a tree that I need, or if I have a certain cloud or a vase, or whatever it is, if I have a certain thing that I like, that I can save that as some sort of preset. And then thirdly, what I like to be able to do is to have it so that whatever the generated object is, it comes in multiple layers, not just one layer. So for example, when we go back into this, you'll see that we've got one layer, which is the full generated image. But if I were to just hide the background, you'll notice that it is the generated object on top of the background. So what I'd like to see is if I could have that generated object in a separate layer from the background, so that I can adjust it for things like color, because to me that green is a little bit too green, it's a little bit too bright, but I don't want to have to adjust that layer and then break that apart from its background to make it all work. And that's it for me on my review of the generative AI in Photoshop beta right now. I'm sure that once it comes out into public release, it'll be a lot better, and there'll be a lot more options and features that will make us all feel very grateful to Adobe for creating all this stuff. But until then, that's my 2 cents. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below in the section below. All right, bye.
Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, put them below, and be sure to click on like, subscribe, and click on that little bell to be notified every time we put up new content. And I am happy to announce that our online real estate photography course is now done, and it is ready for you. Just go to www.robmaroto.com and use a coupon code that is in the show notes here to get yourself a nice little discount. All right, see you later.